So welcome back to my channel. So last night they did a Love After Lockup Where They Now segment on Quaylon and Shavel. So it's been 2.5 years since that notorious scene they had where Quaylon threw her cell phone on the ground and broke it outside after he found something in her phone, and they got in that big old fight, and then the police showed up. And I can't believe it's been that long. Time flies by. And speaking of that scene, Shavel was wearing this outfit that we see pictured here, and a lot of people dragged her for this outfit. People were saying she looked like a WWF wrestler, and she said that the comments actually ended up hurting her feelings, and she got upset. And she's like, dang, I am kind of big, when she was looking at herself on TV. So she said she decided to do something about it, and she went and dropped $20,000 for surgery, and she ended up getting lipo on her stomach. Then all the fat they took out of her stomach, they went ahead and put into her butt, and she got a BBL. I think her BBL looks good. I saw some people saying they didn't notice a difference, but if you compare her to on the show to how she looks now, I can notice a pretty big difference. And her BBL looks good because her butt looks like it could still pass off as being natural, because some people just overdo it and then the thighs don't match the hips and it's super obvious. Some people like it that way, you know, do whatever makes you happy, and you can tell that this surgery has really improved Shavel's confidence. You can tell she really feels good about the way she looks, because she was strutting her stuff, showing off her body on the show last night, and then on Instagram she's always showing full body pictures, and she just feels really confident, you can tell, and I'm happy for her. So Shavel admitted that from having to drop $20,000 on this surgery, she's had to hustle quite a bit. She says she works a 9 to 5, and she had to reopen this hair business that she has that's under her daughter's name called Maila's Hair, and she also does a few other things on top of that. And Quaylon is currently working as well. He works at a moving company and a warehouse. And it's been over 2.5 years since they're on the show, and Quaylon has not gotten any legal trouble at all since he's been out of prison. So I gotta give him credit for that, because at first when Quaylon got out, I wasn't sure, especially after doing a long bid like that. I was scared he was gonna go back to his old ways, but here he is working 2 jobs, staying out of trouble. So at first they tried to make it sound like Shavel was single, she was just working on herself, and she said that her and Quaylon ended up breaking up. Well, I guess calling out their engagement, because they were engaged. And then she admitted that she's now back with Quaylon once again, and they split the bills 50-50. She says that Maila, her daughter, is currently staying back in Kansas City with her father, and Shavel's staying in Texas with Quaylon. So Shavel's daughter is now 8 years old, and she said that Quaylon is a really great father figure in her life. And Quaylon himself said that he wants to have kids of his own in the future, but he wants to wait to become more financially stable first. And that's another thing. I gotta give him credit for that, because we see so many people in these shows trying to rush and hurry up and have kids when they don't even have the rest of their life figured out yet. Most of these people are like, oh, hey, you're 1 month out of prison, you don't got a job. Oh, yeah, you know, I'm ovulating, baby, get me pregnant. And next thing you know, they're knocked up. So at least he's being wise about it. And so Quaylon and Shavel also revealed that they're engaged, which, you know, wasn't much of a shocker to me, because I thought they're still together and engaged. And the last time we saw him on the show, when he decided to propose to her outside of that big Ferris wheel. And so she said that Quaylon got on one knee, he proposed, and I guess Quaylon's mom had no idea that they were engaged, so they decided to call up his mom while they're on the show filming and surprise his mom that they're engaged. And she's super happy for the both of them. And Shavel, you know, we saw her and Quaylon's mom, they were constantly going at it when they were on the show. They did not seem like they were feeling each other or big fans of each other at all. But then, like, after her season ended, I went to Shavel's book signing, and then Quaylon's mom was there, and they were super buddy-buddy. So I was confused, and then Shavel admitted last night on the Where They Now episode that her and Quaylon's mom are now actually best friends, and they're really close. So Shavel said that her and Quaylon are planning a destination wedding, and they have no plan for a prenup, and Quaylon has some music coming soon. Then Shavel talked about the house fire that she had, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know about it when it happened, but I think it was about, I want to say it was probably about a year ago now. She had this big apartment fire, and she was not home at the time, but D-Mark was home, and it was an electrical fire, and it burned all their stuff. Shavel and Quaylon and D-Mark were all living together. All their stuff was destroyed, and D-Mark was there, and they had a Ring camera, the neighbor did, and he was trying to get all his stuff out and all his valuables, and he forgot about Shavel's 2 dogs that were inside, and her 2 dogs ended up passing away from the fire, and she lost everything else. And I remember seeing the videos, and it was super heartbreaking because you can hear her walk inside her apartment and find out her dogs aren't there, and you can just hear the pain in her voice. It was so sad. She started a GoFundMe. I'm not sure how much she ended up raising, but it looks like overall she's done a pretty good job at rebuilding back her life, her and Quaylon together. And she says she doesn't really talk to her cousin D-Mark. She didn't really go into details, but it kind of sounded like there might be some beef between them because they went from, you know, being super close, living together, hanging out all the time, to now they're not even really talking. And it doesn't sound like Quaylon and D-Mark are on good terms still either. And she was asked if D-Mark is single. She said he's still single. And then so they had some fan questions, and I wonder, like, where are they getting these questions from? Because I try to look on Twitter, Instagram, and I cannot find where they're asking, hey, who wants to ask questions for Shavel and Quaylon this week? Because if you guys know where they are, please let me know, because I got some questions I want to ask for some upcoming episodes of people they're going to talk to. I kind of feel like the fan questions are more like producer questions. For example, when Ty was on there and they're like, oh, the top fan question is what happened to Umberto, her vibrator. And I was like, I know damn well nobody gives that much of a damn about her vibrator for that to be the top question that was asked by fans. Quaylon was also asked about what happened to the truck that Shavel gave him during his season, and he said that he didn't have a license, so he couldn't drive it, so he ended up getting rid of it. But that's it for this video, guys. I want to give a shout out to Temu for sponsoring this video. You can use my code FAV31796 for 30% off your first order. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Check out my blog and my Patreon. They're all linked in the description. And thank you so much for watching.